everyone. So for word study today, our lesson is going to be on two new vowel teams. And the vowel teams we're going to learn today are A, W, and AU. Okay, so to start off the lesson, I thought I would read you a little story that has some sound clues in it, okay? And I posted this story on Class Dojo, so you guys can go on to Class Dojo and you guys can read along with me, or you can just listen to me, okay? So just be listening to some sounds and see if you recognize any of them. So the story goes like this. One day, I was walking down the street and suddenly paused. I saw the cutest puppy. I said, "Aw." It gave me its paw, and I smiled. Okay, so that's the story. Did you guys hear any words that stood out or sounds that stood out? Okay, so some of you may have heard me go, "Aw, aw." Yeah. So some of those words in that story sounded like you were going, "Oh, how cute." And that's exactly what A, W, and AU sound like. They sound like that, "Aw." I want you to try it right now. "Aw." Good. All right, so I want to teach you that when you hear that sound, anytime that you're reading, it's usually made by the vowel teams AW and AU, okay? So we're going to study some words right now. So the first word we're going to study is this word. Do you know what this word is? Yes, saw, right? So say saw. Okay, now I want you to say the individual sounds in saw. So I'm going to cover up the ending. What does that sound like? Good. Now I'm going to cover up the beginning. What does that sound like? Ah, good job. So let's go back, and I want us to do a slow check together. Ready? Ah, saw. Nice. Okay, now I want you to try and write that word all by yourself right now. Grab a piece of paper or a whiteboard and write down the word saw. All right, now show somebody at home. Did you spell the word right? It should look like this. S-A-W. And remember, the A-W stick together like a vowel team, and it makes that ah sound. All right, let's try another one. Let's study the word pause. Good. Okay, let's sound out the individual sounds. First, what does that sound like? P. Good. Now, what does that sound like? Ah. Good. And now what would this sound like? Okay, so this would be not say, right? We wouldn't say say. We wouldn't say passe. No, this is the word pause. Okay, so say it with me. Pause. Good job. And you hear that middle part, ah, just like an AW. Okay, so they both make that ah sound. So do it again. Pause. Good job. And there's a silent E at the end. So don't be tricked by that silent E, okay? All right, your turn to write it. Write down real quick the word pause. See if you can spell it right. Okay, when you're done, show somebody at home. See if it's spelled right. Okay, it should be spelled like this. P-A-U-S-E. Good job. All right, guys. Okay, so now, remember in word study, we used to put on our construction hats and we demolitioned some words. We're going to do that right now, okay? So I want everybody to put on their construction hats because we're going to go to work. All right, we are going to demolition some words and we're going to do some construction. So The first word that we are going to change is this word. Saw. Hey, that looks familiar. Okay, so I want you guys to try and turn saw into claw, right? Claw. So I want you to change something about this word and make it into a new word, claw. Try and remember all of the blends that we've learned, digraphs, okay? That's gonna help you. So I want you to write down the word claw on a whiteboard or a piece of paper right now. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put saw up here in my pocket chart under the A-W. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what claw should have looked like. Hopefully you guys spelled it like this, because remember that's a blend. Claw. Claw. Good. Claw. All right, now we are going to demolition this word. We're going to turn claw into hawk. You know the bird? Hawk. Okay? So try and write down claw and change something. Get rid of some letters, and I want you to now turn it into the word hawk. Like the bird, hawk. Okay, I'm gonna put claw up here in our pocket chart while you guys write hawk. Okay, show somebody at home. All right, hopefully this is what it is. So you changed the CL, you got rid of the CL, and you should have added an H for ha. Oh, there's that vowel team. Hawk. And it was a K at the end, okay? Not a C. So if you did a C, I want you to cross that out and put a K. Because if you put a C, I don't think that would look right. Remember, it has to look right and sound right. All right. Now we're going to change hawk. We're going to change hawk into hall. Now, not the hall like the hallway at school or at your house. Haul as in, I'm going to haul some trash to the dumpster. Or my dad is hauling another car behind our car. So haul as in like you're taking something somewhere, okay? Not the I'm gonna go out into the hall. That's a different one. So try and change hawk into all. This might be a tough one. All right. Okay, hopefully you guys came up with this. So you should have kept the H there because it has the same beginning sound as in hawk, hall. The AW though should have changed to an AU, hall. And then the ending sound you should have recognized was O, hall. All right, okay. So now hawk, oh, we have our first AU word. Okay, last one. I want you guys to change hall into fault. It's not my fault, she said. So fault. So think about what it should start with. Fault. And what it would end with, okay? All right, so write that down. Fault. Okay, hopefully you got it. So, what do we hear at the beginning of fault? Good, an F. So that should have been changed from an H to an F. Fault. Now, the vowel team is going to stay the same in this word. So the vowel team is going to be A-U, okay? Just like hall. So fault, alt. It's almost a blend at the end, okay? So look at, let's do a slow check. Alt. This is how you spell fault. All right, now those two have an AU. So I'm going to put those up in my AU chart. All right, okay, let's go back through real quick and let's read all of the words in our pocket chart. All right, first one, we're gonna start with the AW words. Ready? Saw, claw, hawk, fault, hall. Nice job, guys. Okay, so remember, when you guys get to a word and it has that ah sound, I want you to remember that that's probably an AW or an AU. And you're just gonna have to write it down, do a slow check and see if it looks right. If it doesn't quite look right, then it might be the other one, okay? So, now for the next assignment, I want you guys to grab this paper out of your packet, and this is what you're going to fill in right now. So, it says make a list of words that have an AW or an AU in them. Now, we already went through these, so hopefully when this video is over, you remember some of them and you can start making a list. Now, I want you to try and think of at least 5 words for each vowel team, okay? So 5 words that have AW in them and 5 words that have AU in them. And then when you're done, I want you to show it to an adult and I want them to check it and make sure that it's a real word. It has to be a real word. And I want to make sure that you wrote it correctly with an AU or an AW. All right, and then I want you to take a picture of it and send it to me. Or also, you're going to turn it in on Monday with your packets. And when you get a new packet on Monday, you're going to turn these in, okay? So make sure you do it today or this week, okay? Make a list. If you have any questions, let me know, all right? And that was the lesson today. Pretty easy, huh? So again, you just learned the 2 vowel teams, AW and AU. And what sound do they make? Good job. Aww. All right, guys. Thanks. See you later.